Hi everybody, Chef Kimber Dean here. I am coming from my backyard because it's such a beautiful day and I just want to be in the sunshine while I do this. I have been asked by multiple medical professionals that I work with, different customers at my cafes, clients in my wellness guides, and cooking classes especially for substitutions for buying ingredients with allergy restrictions, dietary restrictions, or substitutions if they can't eat their favorite meals anymore. So I just want to get on here and do this because I thought it would be really fun and educational for people that aren't chefs that do what I do. So we're going to get started. I'm just going to jump in because I have a lot of information with my cafes that I've had, which is three now. I, as a chef, really know how to buy on a budget and how to make my money go a long way with different ingredients that are organic. This is mostly organic for everything I'm talking about, but also can be applied to anything that's non-organic if that's where your budget's at right now, because we all know certified organic food is really expensive. So we'll get started for dry goods. What a dry good is anything that can be on your shelf in your pantry: nuts, spices, seeds, flours, oats, whatever it is for you, grains. Nuts.com is by far my favorite. I've been using it for over a decade since I was a military spouse in North Carolina. I love getting all of those things. Superfoods as well. My organic lion's mane, reishi mushroom, matcha, camu powder, whatever superfood you're using, check out nuts.com. They have really high quality and they don't do shipping, I believe, over $65, so that's not that bad. We get 25 pounds of oats, air starch, brown rice flour at a time for my cafes and also for my house, just because we go through it so much that you can save up to like 33% on things if you're buying in bulk. And I just get bulk bins off Amazon to put in my house so that I can put the whole 25 pounds in it. And then it's just there, which is amazing. Plus, I'm not going to the store to refill something all the time. Just a really great thing. It has nuts, beans, grains, seeds, dried fruit, coconut sugar, superfood powders, and baking ingredients. So I really, really love that nuts.com. It also has herbs and spices, which I will get off there as well. Just kind of before I roll into herbs and spices in another source, if you buy nut pieces, so instead of like, for example, whole cashews and you get cashew pieces, you could save a few dollars per pound. So if you're using your cashew pieces for on top of a salad or a cashew milk, you cashew ricotta, one of my favorite things out of Happy Food Cookbook, get the pieces. I mean, you're going to blend it anyway, so who cares if it's whole? And then you get it for way cheaper. So just thinking about little things like that and how you can save money with what you plan to make. Frontier Co-op is going to be the next resource that I love for herbs and spices. I buy things by the pound. So a pound of oregano, parsley, dried, whatever spice or herb you're trying to get, a pound of that is larger than a gallon sized Ziploc bag, right? So you think of a pound, which is 16 ounces of oregano, for example. You're getting over a gallon size. That's what I get. It lasts me for like 2 to 3 years, right? It's a dried herb. It's still good, nutrient dense, but you have so much. When I think about going to the store and buying one of those little, like, maybe 2 ounces. I think they might be less than 2 ounce containers from a store, and they're organic. And you're spending like $6 or $7. A pound of oregano is less than $20. Some things are like $10 per pound. So just thinking about the cost in that over the years and how much money you're going to save, and any sort of herb or spice is like a little powerhouse packed full. It can be 20 to 200 times more nutrient dense than the full grown produce item that you would be eating, fresh or whole, like broccoli sprouts versus broccoli type of deal. So just thinking about that when you're buying your herbs and how far that will go. It sounds like a lot of money in the beginning, but it'll last you forever. Trust me, I have tons in my house. Another great place for maybe your baking goods, your flours, your herbs and spices is going to be some sort of wholesale store where you probably have a membership. Here at Sam's Club, when I lived in California, it was Costco. So finding something like that near you, that is also a really good store for other sweeteners like organic honey, organic maple, and then your oils, your coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil. Those can be organic there in bulk, and those are, again, things that you use daily, whether it be baking or cooking, that you just want to get for as cheap as possible because you're always going to be using it, right? So making sure that you look at those places for those type of things. Excuse me. They also have some limited organic produce options in bulk. Really, it's seasonal, and you just have to go locally and see what's in your store. So that one I can't see fully is always great for produce. Here we have an Aldi's in the Midwest, and that has really good organic produce for cheap. I haven't been to California. I know, like, in a while to like shop for my house because I haven't lived there in a while, but Sprouts was a really great place to go. Of course, there's places like Whole Foods, which is going to be more expensive, but it's also going to be more convenient because they probably have all the ingredients you need in one place. So you got to think about time, resources, budget. How much time do you have to spend on this? So everyone's different when I work with them, whether they have more money and resources or maybe they have more time and kitchen equipment to be making the recipes with cheaper ingredients. So thinking about that. Store brands are always great. So I know Whole Foods, Safeway in California, there's Natural Grocers here, Trader Joe's. Buying the store brands is usually going to be cheaper than buying another brand's options. So just looking at that when you're in the stores, whether it be pasta, canned beans, tomatoes, flours, oats, spices, there's so many different things now. Just looking at that, if you're going to need those items, try to see if there's no preservatives, nothing on the nutrition label with those added ingredients that are going to bother you, your tummy, or are just toxic to your body in general. So checking those out. Farmers markets and local stores are obviously the best option for everyone when it comes to nutrient dense, organic, and local, right? If it's local, it's going to have a higher nutrient content because it's not having to travel far and lose that nutrient density. It's also not being stored in a warehouse for a year before being put on your grocery store shelf. So when we do those farmers market and local stores, Clover's Natural Market here in Missouri, Apple Crate in North Carolina, Oliver's in California, these are just the three states I've lived in, are the best quality, maybe are more expensive. So again, just being aware of your budget and what items there you can't find anywhere else that you have to buy there, and then trying to go to other stores online or in person to be getting those ingredients that you can get in bulk or maybe cheaper to your house. And then thinking about, they are probably the highest quality, but produce, the grass-fed, grass-finished meat, eggs, local honey, farmers markets, right? Probably going to be cheaper than the stores because they're going to sell you their retail price rather than selling it wholesale to those local stores. And those local stores have to have a much higher retail price to make money versus the actual company that is going to the farmers market and selling you these items. So just thinking about that, trying to go to your local farmers market if you have one. Some people live in food deserts. All you have is a gas station and a Dollar General, so online is going to be the best for you. And then again, at farmers markets, a couple things I love because I've used dozens and dozens of local farmers with my cafes and through my home cooking for my family. But you want to have different resources. So certified organic, obviously those farmers I have so much pride and so much gratitude for because they do so much work. They deal with all of the government, do this, save your seeds, make sure you get your soil tested. It's a lot of work, right? It's not easy. So they also have to pay a huge fee to be certified organic. I have a lot of respect for what these farmers do. They also are going to have to charge you more because they have to make up for the cost of labor that they have, for all of these different fees the government's charging them, permits, whatever it may be. So just think those people are going to cost more, but again, it's great to support them. Please do that whenever possible. That's what I do. There are a lot of farmers though, like Happy Food Farm, My New Farm. We do organic practices. We are not certified organic. We're brand new, so that's not something we want to do just yet. We want to just see where it goes with the farm to table, growing our own produce. We have our own eggs, chickens, ducks, beef. So we're basically organic practices, but we're not certified yet. But we're going to be cheaper because we don't have to pay for that certification. So just knowing if you go to the farmers market, just asking those farmers, oops, I got a bug in my hair, gotta love it, what they are doing at their farm. And a lot of the times they'll let you visit. So that's just fun too for kids. If you homeschool, that's like a nice field trip. We do it all the time. So just checking that out whenever possible and just talking to the people, right? That's like the best part about buying local is we're not doing big businesses that may be a little bit more shady or not telling us the truth. We can actually talk to these people and know exactly who's making our food, and then our money goes straight to that family, which just feels good, right? Keeping it all in our economy and making everyone in our community feel good, it's just the best. So thinking about that, but then also a little trick I like to have is if they have ugly produce, which I don't think any produce is ugly, but if an apple has a bruise or something grew a little funky like a tomato, some people won't use it. I'll buy those, and a lot of the times they'll let you buy it in bulk for juicing, for sauces, whatever it is that you're using. And then you have these items for cheaper, organic. So thinking about that as well. And then if you go at the end, you're kind of chancing missing things. They might sell out of certain things if you don't put an order in before you go to the farmer's market. But a lot of the times you can kind of negotiate with those farmers because who wants to take 50 more pounds of potatoes back home? So if you're at the end of the day of the farmer's market, you might be able to be like, hey, can I get 10 pounds for this? And then you don't have to take it home. And who knows? You might get lucky, right? I've done that a lot. I've also had a lot of farmers reach out to me when they're leaving the farmer's market while I'm at my restaurant. Hey, I have this. I don't want to take it home. Can I give it to you for a deal? And I always take it, right? Because it's going to be the best, highest quality produce you can get with the most love in it, which matters. So thinking about that when you go to the farmer's market, and then when you buy free range chicken, grass fed, grass finished beef, eggs from farmers, so those meat products, if you're not vegan or vegetarian, honey as well, buying in bulk. I buy 5 gallons of honey at a time from our local honeybee farmers. I buy half to full cows, whole chickens, so then they don't have to go to the processing plant to get those processed. I mean, obviously, if you're getting a cow, you're probably going to have to process it. But if you have the means at your home, my husband's a hunter. We have a meat grinder. We have all of the butchery tools we need. I took a butchery class in culinary school. We can butcher things ourselves. And especially here in Missouri, like processing chicken, there's not a lot of processors. So they want to sell us things whole, which is going to be cheaper per pound. We're putting the labor in. So thinking about that as well. Do you have time for the labor, or would you rather spend the money, get the cuts, and then you have that as well. So these are just some of the ways that I like to save money. And of course, there's sales and things like that. I think people are really good at couponing and finding sales, but just checking those things out. Oh, another great tip is if you're buying beans, cans now have plastic in them, and we're having a plastic epidemic that is really messing with people's hormones. So just being aware of that. It's also, I won't even get into it actually. But buying dried beans is going to be cheaper, organic, and it's really hard to find canned beans without something like citric acid or all these preservatives in them. So just thinking about that when you're buying in bulk. So if you have any questions, please leave comments. I hope I kind of touched on everything: sweeteners, dry goods, produce, meat, nuts, seeds. If there's anything else, leave a comment. I am happy to answer where I get my supplements, protein powders. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. But this is exactly how I buy for my company and my family. And I just love sharing this stuff with you because the more you cook healthy, the faster the world's going to heal and we're all going to live in a much better place. So I appreciate you guys listening. I really hope this helps. I hope you have a great day. Stay healthy, and I will talk to you all soon.